Hey guys, looks like it's beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. We've got us a beer from Little Rock, Arkansas. This is Lost 40 Brewing. This is their small batch edition of Rock Candy. And it is a limited release season, what it says here. Uh, and the writing is so small on this, guys. I can't even see it. And I've seen something written here that caught my eye. Yeah, Beer Advocate has, and this says right on the can here, Belgian Abbey Ale, coming in at 9%. Beer Advocate has this listed at 11%, and they're calling it a Saison Farmhouse Barrel-Aged Rock Candy. Sometimes these sites are so full of shit, it's unbelievable. This is completely wrong. The ABV is wrong. The style of the beer is wrong. Then on top of that, they don't have any scores because nobody has commented on it. Well, probably not, because that's not the right information. But anyway, it just blows me away sometimes when I look these beers up to, before I do the reviews and stuff, just to see if anything, just to see if I can find them so I can have that information for you at the end of the review. It amazes me how much misinformation is out there, guys. It is amazing sometimes. This was sent to me by Scott. He sent me several of the Lost 40 beers. So we're going to start off and see what this brings. And this is a fairly big beer for the first beer of the day for me. But we've run through all of our IPAs and double IPAs. So we're going to get to these Belgian Abbeys and porters and stouts and quads and all the rest of the stuff that's in the fridge. So, Scott, thanks again, my friend, for sending this, and I do appreciate it, sir. So we're going to get to it and see what we got here. I don't have a lot to talk about here, guys, so instead of doing a lot of talking, commercial description on this says Rock Candy is a Belgian Abbey Double Ale or double that exists in a liquid dimension where indulgent reigns supreme. The Belgian yeast strain that rules this beer dined on a feast of Belgian hard candy syrup, yielding an ABV of 11% and truly luscious flavor. So, even, then this is Rate Beer. Even Beer Advocate has all that wrong information. Rate Beer has the right style, but they still have it listed as 11%. So, you know, maybe they did it before. I'm not really sure. Small batch version, and not having any ratings by anybody, nobody. I just don't know where they get their information sometimes. I mean, if they'd done this beer before, last year's edition, and it was 11%, it seemed like somebody would have said something about it by now, especially since the next edition's out. So I don't know. I'm at a loss for some of the information in some of these sites sometimes, guys. It blows me away because it's wrong. It's wrong. It says right on the can here that it's 9%, not 11. So let's get on with it. I'm going to get this thing popped open, I will tell you. Well, I'm not going to tell you the food pairs because I got it listed for a Saison, and this is not a Saison. So we're going to bypass that onto this one today. Get this into the can, into the glass. And see what we got. And this being a 9%er, it should sell her well, guys. Glassware, pint backer, non-tumbler mug, side out. I'm using my favorite tulip glass today. Over into the light, it is kind of brown mahogany colored up here in the big ball part, and kind of brownish semi-cloudy down here. I can see a little bit of light through there, but not a whole lot. Pretty dark. Let's get a nose to it. I'm getting some caramel and toffee. Maybe some sweet molasses. A little bit of bready malt. And that Belgian yeast. So, smells pretty good. 9%er. That's a big beer to start off with. I'm going to do it though. It's Friday. Let's jump in. Cheers everybody. Cheers, Scott. Yeah, when I tell you it's Friday, it is Friday here. It's the 17th of February when I'm reviewing this. Alcohol is super well hidden, guys. That's a very smooth. And according to Untappd, they have it at 20 IBUs on here. And they do have the right information. They're listing as an Abbey Duvel at 9% with 20 IBUs. So out of the 3 sites I use, they're the only one that's got the correct information. So we're going to leave the other sites out of the rest of this review. So seems like Untappd's only one's got their head screwed on right for this particular beer. Very nice beer, guys. Very tasty, very easy drinking for a 9%er, like I said. Belgian yeast is there. Some nice bready, crackery malt. Hints of caramel, toffee, molasses. But it's right out of the fridge, so let's let it warm up just a tad, let her have a sip or two, and see where it ends up once it comes up to room temperature. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got this all left here. Very tasty beer, guys. The only fuss I can say about this, it doesn't have a date on it anywhere, no kind of vintage or whatever. I know it's a small release, small batch. And I don't know how big Lost 40 is, because of what rate beer and beer Abbey's got with no ratings at all on it, and having 11% listed on that, and then being a saison when it's a Belgian Abbey, I don't know what to say about that. So as far as I'm concerned, guys, this is a B beer, B plus beer. It's very, very tasty. It may even get into the A minus category if it has some kind of vintage on it, which it does not. It is what it is. So we can't fuss too much about that. They're going to do what they're going to do. If I seen this sitting on a shelf with no date or vintage on it, I probably wouldn't buy it. Numeric rating on this, guys, would probably be 88. That's where I'm going to put it. We'll do the final chug. Very nice sweetness to it. Caramel toffee, sweet molasses, nice Belgian qualities from the yeast. Nice and tasty. A very tasty beer. Alcohol super well hidden. It tells me it's a well-made beer. So that's where I'm putting it. And like I said, Beer Advocate and Rate Beer's got their head over the butt on this one. So we'll go over to Untappd, and they have it at 3.95, which is right at their B plus A minus category too. So we're in agreement there. Decent beer. It is. Wouldn't consider it world class or outstanding or anything like that, but very tasty, very well made. So if you've had this one from Lost 40 Brewing, this is their Rock Candy Belgian Abbey Double Duvel, however you want to say that word. Nice ale. It is. Very tasty. So if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys, and come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out of the fridge. See you then.